Hi, this is Pearl and welcome to my channel. Today I have my week 25 of my 2020 Project Life album here for you, and I am using the Studio Calico June kit. You'll see here that I printed all my photos. I'm using borders. I love borders, and I'm using my Epson PictureMate PM400 for this, and I love this printer because I can print 4x6, well, up to 5x7. Now you'll see here that I have dated the back of the photos, and I like to do that because I like to have my photos in semi-chronological order. So it goes from the top left to the bottom left to the top right to the bottom right. And that's just kind of how I like to do it. And of course I do like to balance it a little bit somewhat, but mostly it's chronological. So first I place my photos where I think I want them, and then I'm going to go through the journaling cards that came with the Studio Calico kit. You'll see here that I'm going to go through them, and I have to decide which cards I'm going to use for journaling and which cards I'm going to use as just filler cards. And I do use the print and cut labels from the Studio Calico website, and the ones that match each kit, I purchase those and print and cut them using my silhouette. So this first card is a picture of, I did a screenshot of the daily that I listened to, and it's about a landmark Supreme Court ruling, and I wanted to note this. Yesterday, the Supreme Court says federal law protects LGBTQ workers from discrimination, one step at a time. I'm also going through the chipboards, trying to decide if I'm going to put a chipboard, but the kit came with some stars, like vellum stars, so I did staple that using my tiny attacher, and I do date stamp almost every photo that I get and journaling card. This next card is shopping at Trader Joe's, and I just wrote shopping at Trader Joe's. I do adhere my labels down before I start writing on them, and then I staple them at the end. I use black StazOn ink to stamp the date, and I use the Felicity Jane roller date stamp to date stamp all of my photos. Now, if I'm going to be stamping just on paper, I typically like to use the VersaFine Morning Mist. It's a gray ink, and I'm waiting to get my StazOn gray ink so I can try that for the date and see if that works. Okay, on this journaling card, I wrote the Bigs decided to try something called hydro painting. They saw it on YouTube. Fill the basin with water, spray paint the water, then dip something into the basin to get an artistic painting on the object. They decided to paint their controllers, the outside part, for the Xbox. Very colorful. And I have a picture here of them trying to spray paint. I guess YouTube is good for some things. They're trying things that are outside of the box. Then I have a picture here of our Father's Day celebration with the Kim side of the family. And we didn't take a group picture, but I did get this photo from one of my brothers, and I am going to adhere one of the stars to it, and I like to have it interacting with the edge of the page, so I do cut part of the star off. And I forgot to mention that I did use a sun wood veneer. That's from an Allie Edwards kit, and I adhered that to the picture of my boys hydro painting. Now this other side is still of my kids. They're all sitting together, and the next photo is of all the cousins, and I do use the stamp from the kit, and I'm wiping it on my hands to get the debris off of there to try to get a clear stamp. It doesn't end up clear, and I did use a StazOn ink pad and cleaned it with a stamp chamois before putting it away. I do adhere another wood veneer star to that in the future. And this next picture is of the cousins again, and I'm using a Allie Edwards stamp that came in her June Stories by the Month kit, and it says June Memories, and I do stamp that using the StazOn ink again. This next photo is about my daughter going back to dance. They're social distancing, whatever the requirements are for California dance studios to open, and the teachers do take their temperatures, and they have to hand sanitize and all that while they're in the studio. Now, I did screenshot a picture of an article I read about the Americans' Great Mask Divide, about how, just the differences about caution fatigue and all that, and I wanted to document that. This last picture is of two 3x4s of my daughter, and I wrote on the label, after spending days with Ellie, she was so sad when they all went home. And that picture on the right-hand side is when she's so disgruntled. So I'm trying to use up the rest of the wood veneer stars, sun that came with the Ali Edwards Stories by the Month kit. And I'm also putting the number 25, and I'm using some Felicity Jane numbers that I had left over from some of the alphas that I had used when I was scrapbooking. Then I'm using the alphas that came with the Studio Calico kit. Now the hard part about this alpha is it doesn't come with very many letters. So usually I can only do 1 or 2 titles before I run out of letters. But I did have enough to spell cousins, so I put that above the picture of them all in the hot tub. So I put that on, and then I call my layout done. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, ring that notification bell so you know when I upload another video, and I'll see you next time.